We'll get the insurance back on that. Oh, hi! It's all right, Fozzie Bear, I know I'm not funny. Jog on. Here is your wrestling news. WWE is trying to sign AEW wrestlers. A top AEW star has been injured ahead of Full Gear. And is WWE trying to pick up another top indie star? We'll talk about that in a bit. All eyes on All Elite Wrestling this weekend as Full Gear airs tomorrow night. Our predictions for the pay-per-view are live on the Cultaholic YouTube channel as of this morning, and we will have reactions from Jack and Owen. We will have what happened at, graded, WTF moments, and all of that as well across the weekend too. But AEW have very much been in the crosshairs of WWE for a very different reason, as WWE have been trying to sign wrestlers that have appeared on AEW Dark. So this started with Ben Carter, a standout from the Channel Islands that has become an NXT UK star. He got a big lot of focus when he appeared on AEW Dark, and this led to WWE approaching him saying, hey, do you want to come and do some stuff on NXT UK? We'll come on down. And very much like the sirens on the island, they coaxed him over. And according to Fightful, WWE are doing quite a bit of this at the moment. AEW on Dark are obviously showcasing a lot of unsigned talent, so it kind of makes them easy pickings. Should WWE see somebody they like, it's a bit like, you know, for WWE, this is walking past a shop window for them, it seems, where they can watch Dark and go, anybody good there? Anybody good? Anybody good that AEW likes? We'll have them. We'll have them. We'll have them. Don't be surprised if you see more people like Ben Carter getting picked up by WWE. There certainly seems to be a feel right now that WWE are trying to restack their roster. A lot of people got let go in April, and there seems to be a push to bring a lot of new faces in, certainly to pack out NXT UK, but no doubt to pack out NXT as well. There's another big indie signing that could be WWE bound, and we'll talk about that a little bit later on. One of the big marquee matches for tomorrow night is FTR putting the AEW World Tag Team titles on the line against the Young Bucks. A match that, if you've been following the YouTube channel, has been many years in the making. Lots of back and forths between FTR and Young Bucks, little digs back and forth all the while, and it comes down to tomorrow night. However, there is an injury concern going into that match, as Matt Jackson has suffered a few months ago a torn MCL and a thinning ACL. This came about as a result of the Falls Count Anywhere match that the Young Bucks had against the Butcher and the Blade back in July. This is also how we saw the injury angle get played into AEW television. The Pillmanization of Matt Jackson is a way of sort of protecting him in the event of, in the event that the injury couldn't get him through to tomorrow. And it obviously gives him time to rehab it so he's in as best shape as possible going into the match tomorrow night. I think that regardless of how it all goes down, as long as they get to the match, it's going to be a good one. Cody Rhodes led the AEW media call last night, talking about a whole manner of things around the world of AEW. Starting off with his name. Of course, Cody is now using the surname Rhodes once again, but he did say in the press call he's not going to use it in an AEW wrestling capacity, more so for acting gigs and TV appearances. He wants to use the family surname there, so he may continue to go under the name Cody as part of AEW. He also said that he can never challenge for the AEW World Championship ever again. He reiterated that is a stipulation that is remaining. And he has said that he has really enjoyed being the TNT champion, making that the ace title of AEW. He was asked as well about the lack of storyline going into the weekend for Nyla Rose and Hikaru Shida's match, and Cody says he's fine with it because he doesn't want every match to have a War and Peace style build to it, and he hopes that people will enjoy the match. I feel that there's been so much focus on the lack of focus in the AEW women's division. It's a shame that this is one of the matches on the card that doesn't have that big focus to it, if you see what I mean. Also, he talked about the company's medical and concussion protocols. Christopher Nowinski met with the roster yesterday, and he'll be a part of Full Gear on Saturday. His work with concussions and brain injuries is second to none, so to be a part of Full Gear, I think is a great statement of intent by AEW to improve their protocol there. Also, He's also said he was genuinely upset about not being number one in the PWI 500. He takes it very seriously, and he says that if you don't, then you won't be successful. He was asked as well whether or not he and Nick Aldis will be going for a third time. They had a decent series of matches pre-AEW, and Cody seems to have parked that. He says that they won't see any more matches, but when it comes to NWA as a whole, the bridge is down. That's the wording of Cody. He says that there'll no doubt be more talent exchanges between the NWA and AEW. Hence why we're seeing the NWA Women's World title match on the buy-in. And that will be the match that opens the pay-per-view. Serena Deeb defending the NWA World Women's Championship against Allysin Kay. Also for AEW Full Gear tomorrow night, we'll see Orange Cassidy taking on John Silver of the Dark Order. Elite Deletion. We're going to get some cinematic goodness from the master of it, Matt Hardy versus Sammy Guevara. Chris Jericho faces MJF. If MJF wins, he will join the Inner Circle. Cody will defend the TNT title against Darby Allin tomorrow night as well. We'll see FTR and the Young Bucks, as we talked about. If Young Bucks don't win, they never get another shot at the World Tag Team titles. Kenny Omega and Hangman Adam Page, an emotional Eliminator Tournament final, with the winner getting a shot at the AEW World Heavyweight Championship. As one we spoke about earlier, Hikaru Shida versus Nyla Rose, the AEW Women's World Championship on the line there. And the main event, Jon Moxley takes on Eddie Kingston, an I Quit match for the AEW World Heavyweight Championship. If you haven't heard the promo from Eddie and Moxley from Wednesday night, I highly recommend you check it out. It was the greatest promo of the week, hands down. Possibly even of the month, maybe of the year. Kingston's been on fire on the microphone, and I'm excited to see him main event a pay-per-view tomorrow night. As a massive fan of Kingston forever, this is so cool to see, so good to see. Live reactions with Jack and Owen on the YouTube channel, and as we said, what happened at graded WTF moments for Full Gear over the weekend here at Cultaholic. And finally, are WWE picking up another top indie star? So there's been quite a few movements within WWE. We talked at the top about how AEW are becoming a bit of Dark is becoming a bit of a shop window for WWE right now. But there's another name that has been connected to WWE this week, and it's Alex Zane. So Alex Zane, you may have seen a part of Ring of Honor, of New Japan Strong, Game Changer Wrestling. This weekend is being announced as his final indie show. So he'll be taking on his final indie booking this weekend. GCW put out the announcement, so they'll have his final indie night. And there has been, according to multiple sources, including Fightful Select, they say there has been a lot of interest from WWE in hiring Alex Zane. So don't be surprised if all this is happening, because Alex Zane is heading off to WWE. Would be very intrigued to see what WWE does with a talent like Alex Zane. I guess we'll all find out together, won't we? And before I let you go, I want to say a massive thank you, because this week, Cultaholic celebrated its 3-year anniversary, something that simply would not be possible if it wasn't for you. If you have subscribed, liked, retweeted, shared, sent bits and cheers, donated, whether you funded Adam Pacitti falling into horse manure over the weekend, however you have been a part of this community, thank you. Genuinely, this is the greatest wrestling community on the internet. And I'm biased saying that because I work for him. I get it. But there is nowhere that I have ever watched, consumed, that has the love and the joy, the respect and the general good nature that the Cultaholic community has. I'm so proud to be a part of it on YouTube, on the Twitch stream, on our Discord channel, wherever. I am so grateful to you for being a part of what we do, because we couldn't do it without you. Thank you so much, and have yourself an amazing weekend. Stay safe. Love you, bye.